going essentially fit team. So what I have laid out and what you guys are going to go through and do, if you don't have them laid out yet, I would go through and I would lay them out. But I have my foundation and I use Warm number 2. I found from this summer that when Amanda came and did a class for us that I actually look best in the summertime with a warm number 3. But as the fall months fade into winter, again, my skin tone has changed. And so I'm back with a warm number 2. So that is what I have out. Then we're going to go through and I'm going to show you, just for those of you that don't have any Savvy Minerals yet, what you have down at the bottom or down at the top is just this little like shaker container. And you're going to want to go and just shake it out, tap it out, tap a little bit out into the lid, and I'm going to have to get more out than that, but yeah, you're just going to tap a little bit out in your lid. And what you're going to do, I have a few different brushes out than what you might have, but you're going to use your applicator brush and you're going to spritz it with your misting spray. And I like to do a couple times. And the reason for that is that it just gets your brush really nice and moist so it can pick up all of the foundation that you need. You're going to tap that out and you're just going to apply wherever it is that you're needing it. So I definitely need some more foundation here. And I'm getting towards the end of my container here. So you can see that I have quite a bit on there. I've tapped it out though, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to apply it just right underneath my eyes. I'm going to apply the first few strokes in the places where I feel like I need the most coverage. And that's usually for a mama of 2 young boys, is going to be underneath the eyes. And then just going to keep going through, spritzing, okay, and adding your makeup. Okay, whatever colors you're wanting to try, wherever you're wanting to try it. Maybe you want to decide you want to do one sample on one side, the other sample on the other. Whatever you want to do is up to you if you want to kind of mix it around. I'd heard a lot of ladies had gone through and done that and kind of mixed around to try to find their exact shade. But I don't want you to be so concerned about that, just because my wife, who is blonde and blue-eyed, she technically is a cool, and while I'm a warm, she actually wears the warm number 2, and it's super forgiving. You can't, like, it matches her skin tone just fine. So don't be super duper caught up in, is this the exact right shade? The very best thing that you can probably take away from this is that the mineral makeup is very, very easy to use in that it's easy to match your skin tone. There's a lot of room for error in that way. So you're just going to keep going through, misting your brush, okay, with your misting spray, and then going through and adding the product onto your brush until you get the coverage that you're wanting. So I'm going to kind of do that, get it a little bit more even. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and take that out. Moving on to your blush and your bronzer. So I do believe your blushing is the blush that I've chosen, which is a lighter shade. I did also really enjoy the darker shade. The darker shade, it just took me less application to kind of get the color that I wanted. So I think in hindsight, I kind of wish that I had gotten the darker shade. But I didn't know that. I went ahead and got it in my excitement beforehand. It's not a huge deal though, because I can still get the color that I'm wanting by just layering that color over my cheeks. So I'll go through and again with the same brush. This time you'll notice I did not spray my brush, and you don't really need to spray your brush for the blush and the bronzer. It's really the foundation that you're going to want to use that with more so, and that is just to get kind of a really even coverage, really even, nice blending. It's not so much that you need it for anything else. It's not a setting spray. The misting spray is not a setting spray. It's just to help you get the coverage that the best coverage you can get with the mineral foundation. So I am going to use a little bit bigger brush for the bronzer, and if you did not choose to do a bronzer, That's fine in your sample kit. I like the bronzer just because it kind of gives me that nice sun-kissed glow all over my face. So, my dog is barking at something. Sorry if you can hear that. But I'm going to do my T-zone, so across my forehead and then down my nose and onto my chin just a little bit, and then just blending again. I like the bronzer just because it gives me that nice sun-kiss look without maybe having to be in the sun as much. And I can go through, I'm going to blend and blend. And at this point, so I've done the foundation. Oh, and the bronzer that I'm using is the Crowned All Over, is the bronzer that I'm using. At this point, you would go through and you would take your diamond veil and you would want to just, again, tap some out into your lid and then take it and go all over with that. And the purpose behind the diamond veil isn't to make you glittery. It's to kind of give you a glow, and that's the reason for doing that. The glow, it just reflects more light, and so it makes you just kind of pop. So it'll give you that natural glow that you had maybe when you were pregnant, or maybe when you had just a very restful time in your life. Maybe when you were just really taking care of yourself. It gives you that glow anytime. So that's an amazing part of the diamond veil. It's also very forgiving. It goes through and it just kind of blends everything together easily. Not only that, but the diamond veil brush that Young Living has specifically for the veil is amazing. It feels like angel kisses like all over your face, you guys. It's awesome. It's so soft. All of the brushes from Young Living are just divine. Like, it makes you want to put on your makeup. But that's what you're going to use. It's a nice big brush for powder, and again, it's just great for blending everything in. So one last good blend, getting any extra chunkies off that I might have missed or fallen off in the process. So I'm going to go through. So that is those steps. I'm going to move on to the multitasker, and for me, I love the dark brown multitasker because I do use it for all three things that Young Living suggests. And I'm going to actually start off with my eyeliner. And you do have an eyeliner pencil in your sample kit. I don't know if it looks exactly like this, but this is the one that I'm using. This is one that Young Living carries now. They've added to their brush collection since convention this summer. And that was one of the first things that they added. And for me, I like to mist my eyeliner brush a little bit, although I will say that in a pinch I have just dipped it in a little bit of water, because when you have a couple people, both my wife and I use all this makeup, when you have a couple people using the one set of makeup, then you're going to get some things that get misplaced. So I'm going to go through and I just put a little bit on the tip, and I'm going to go through and I'm just going to add it right along the lash line. I don't think I can talk and put on my eyeliner at the same time, guys. Like, I'm good, but I'm not that good. Sorry. So I'm going to do it again for the other side. And I'm dipping it pretty good. I've had kind of an overspill in my multitasker pot. And so I just dip right into, see, I can't talk and do this. All right. We all kind of have our own little style of how we do eyeliner. Right or wrong, I like it along the whole bit of my face, or whole bit of my eye. I kind of overextended a little, but so now I have eyeliner on there, and you can kind of see right there, it has some eyeliner built into it now, okay? Or it's already kind of in there. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna just add just a little bit. And I feel like this makes it look really natural without looking overdone. But you can also use an eyebrow or eyeshadow brush and just dip a little bit in there. Okay, and you can also go through and you can also tap it into there. Okay, and kind of just even it out and make sure that it's looking the way that you're wanting it to. Okay, so play around with that, whatever it is that you have for your eyebrows or your eyeliner. I'm going to move on to the eyeshadows. So I have, beside the multitasker, and I love using this. This is matte. It's matte. It's not sparkly. So you can either make your base. Like I love using this as base, and you can make your base really, really dark. Okay, so you can kind of get a good example right there of how dark it gets. Or you can just make it a little bit light, and you can just do just enough so that you're noticing right in there. And as you're going through and as you're applying this, this is why I put my eyeliner on first. Your eyeliner starts to blend in. I notice sometimes the best brush that you have is your finger. Okay, and you can just kind of blend that in to where you're comfortable with. And I was kind of playing before I hit record, but I was playing with a little bit of layering. I don't have a huge collection of eyeshadow, and that's the reason for that is because I found that I can actually use my blush as a great layering over the dark matte or even over my foundation, depending on the time of year. I can also use my bronzer as a little bit of a sparkle in there. I really, really love dark purple, and I do have the dark purple eyeshadow, and it just is a really nice, I like to wear it just every day, but I can also layer it with the dark brown, and it gives me a really great like evening look. And I'm definitely applying more makeup than I normally wear during the day, but to kind of show how dramatic you can get it, you can really just layer and layer to make it as dark as you'd like and get the coverage that you want. But then the last one that I do have is the Wanderlust, and the Wanderlust is great for highlighting. And so I have just a smidge right in there, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to just add it right here into the corners of my eye and into my eyebrow. Just kind of blend that on into my eyelid. Kind of got a little heavy-handed. So I'm going to need to blend that a little bit more. All right. So it kind of gives you a great idea there. So we've gone through the foundation, we've gone through the blush, the bronzer, the diamond veil, for me, the multitasker, but for the eyebrow color, the eyeliner, the eyeshadows, there's a ton that they've added for the holiday catalog. And then the last one would be your lip color. And one tip that I would definitely recommend is that you make sure that you're taking care of your lips, that they look hydrated, that they're not chapped. A great thing to have on hand, you can either do the satin facial scrub is good to use over that, and the peppermint in there really makes them very plump and red and natural looking. But you can also, a really great holiday gift for a lovely lady in your life, it might be a little bit of homemade sugar scrub, and you can oil that in whichever way you want, whichever scents or smells or flavors even with the Vitality line. And then you can couple that with a lip gloss or a lipstick. But you're just going to apply that over there. You can, again, layer it to make it a little bit darker. You can kind of mix and match. If you are a fan of lip scents, you can mix the chemicals from there and know that this is totally 100% natural. You're not going to have any allergens, any irritants in there, and you can layer with all of the different coloring that Young Living has come out with for the holiday catalog. So that is your makeup sample kit. Cassie is going to